the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight as OP Racing Premier Series brings you the Daytona Nights 250 here at Daytona, the World Center of Racing. Thank you very much for joining me. I am your host. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me is the illustrious, soon to be known as the next Bruton Smith. That is Al Smith. How you doing, Al?
Not too bad. Just picking up my Monopoly money so I can buy some racetracks.
Well, very good, very good. Well, here we are at the Daytona Super Speedway. Qualifying has gotten underway and several drivers are out on the track, one of those being the 53 of Dave Hunt. But Al, this season has been a little bit, well, it's been par for the course for the most part for OP Racing. But we're getting into the crunch time before the cutoff for the playoffs, so everyone's really starting to feel the pressure who wants to make it but isn't in just yet.
Yeah, I mean, right now you have a lot of drivers right around that bubble spot. Plus, all it takes is being a winner. Right now, Fuel Sim Racing has 3 of their bullets into the postseason. The most wins this season, though, going to Logan Helton. He is comfortably in the top spot, and as we talk about him, he goes quick time here tonight. So early on, as cars start to cross the stripes here, Logan Helton going to set fast time currently on the provisional pole. So right there, you have 3 out of the 7 races going to the 63 of Helton. And there's a lot of drivers right on that cutoff line that would love to get a win or have a good night here at Daytona, because it all counts there. And we've seen how crazy the opening stages have been. Within the last 3 to 4 races, there has been nothing but chaos out on the racetrack. These drivers trying all they can. They know how competitive this season is. And it's very impressive that Helton has 3 wins already this season.
That it is, but he's fallen a little bit into some hard times because of it. He got off to that fast start, but ever since then, it's been a bit of a struggle for him.
It has. So he took and picked up a win on August 8th, race number 2, then went back to back, which is very hard to do at 2 very different racetracks. And actually, his last win came right here at the Daytona International Raceway, or the Speedway, excuse me, back on August 22nd, and then he went back to back the next week at the iRacing Super Speedway. So 2 different, I would say, carburetor or whatever, electronic spacers, whatever you'd want to say out there, 2 different methods or 2 different cars. So going back to back wins, but after that, it has been nothing but Fuel Sim Racing with Hunter Reynolds and Sebastian Marin going to victory lane. So one of those things, is Logan trying some stuff? Did he come out too hot? Did he peak too soon? All about to find out as we have reached the halfway point of the opening season. Already 7 rounds in of the 13 scheduled before the start of the chase.
Keep in mind, you will have 1 drop week, Al. The drivers can use that to their will. And I'll tell you what, Les Levy not here tonight, so this could be his drop week. He may not be out on track, but Les, we see you over there in YouTube chat.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Les. I hope the mountains are blue when he cracks one open of those those Levies.
All right, Anthony English across the start finish line. Anthony English gonna jump up into the top 5 with his qualifying run. Tyler Miller in the 16th spot. Vicente Guerrero in the 14, trying to get up to speed as he is coming around to take the green flag for his qualifying effort. Sean McCara in the 71, making his way down the backstretch as he is on the clock for this qualifying effort. And Aspen Belvin just making his way across the start finish line, but BK Anderson coming to the start finish line. And the 32 of BK Anderson gonna qualify in 12th place for the moment.
Next car going to cross the stripe coming off turn number 4 is the 71 of Sean McCara, who told us pre-race KR that, well, he could broadcast from the driver's seat.
He did say that, but I don't know. I don't think he understands what's about to happen to him when he says that.
I mean, he's 23rd on the speed charts. Not the qualifying run that Sean was looking for sure.
Bob Lacavera and Aspen Belvin gonna cross the start finish line at the same time. 26 cars have put in a lap time.
33 of Jeff Crosby getting up to speed, and oh my, do you see the paint scheme on the Skull Bandit tonight?
I do. That pumpkin spice basic female dog is out on the track. No, I'll tell you what. I've already talked to Jeff about that paint scheme, and it absolutely looks like a killer paint scheme in my opinion.
It does, very nice. It has that what'd you call it, matte or flat black, and then the decals are a little bit shiny. A lot of detail in that number 33. As it works down the backstretch, we'll see how fast it's going to be.
It's got to be faster.
It looks faster. It looks mean.
Fast. It looks great.
It does.
I love the spec map that is on that one. And man, my 2 favorite colors on a paint scheme are black and red. My second 2 favorite colors are black and orange.
Crosby gonna cross the stripe here. We'll see where the 33 goes. And Crosby gonna slide into the 7th starting position currently. All unofficial as we got more cars up onto the racetrack.
All right, we do have Kevin Nagels out here tonight. Thank you very much for joining us, Kevin. He's rooting for Cody, of course, and the Limitless boys. So Cody up into 2nd place for the moment in this qualifying session. Vicente Guerrero inside the top 5 as well. So 2 Limitless drivers inside the top 5. They are getting it done here tonight. BK Anderson and JD Crow also part of Limitless, and they are 14th and 15th respectively as we watch Cody Ober go around. But guys, we are going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much, y'all, for joining us here as OP Racing brings you Daytona Nights 250 here at Daytona. That means that it is time to go through our starting lineup for tonight on the inside of row number 1 with a quick time of 50.383. That is Logan, the Kid Helton, from Alliance Motorsports. On his outside, the upstart, the rookie, the one who is trying to unseat everybody known to man here in OP Racing, as Cody Nagels in the 06. Hunter Reynolds on the inside of row number 2, the 26 machine, with a very quick qualifying time, 0.006 seconds slower than our pole sitter. It is all very, very close here in the top 5. Vicente Guerrero running a spectacular paint scheme here tonight on the outside of row number 2. Row number 3, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia and Anthony English in the 44. Row 4 will be the 77 of David Booth and Jeff Crosby in the 33 on the outside. Row 5, the 27 of Sean Stevens and Daniel Holloway in the 21 from Alliance Motorsports.
Eric Laurie will start his Meteor Racing 071 on the inside of row number 6. And outside of him, it's the Florida native Richard Kuhn in the Kuhn Bandits Racing number 47. Zach Workman in the 19 will line up behind his teammate in row number 7. Outside of him, the ARC Racing car number 8. This is Cody Ober. James Mayer, the Hall of Famer, will start on the inside of BK Anderson, the driver for the Limitless race team, in row number 8. Row number 9 going to go to JD Crow and Dave Hunt, and rounding out your first 10 rows will be Jimmy Reynolds and Zach Fritz.
Tyler Miller in the 24 and Bob Blackavera in the 5 for row 11. Row 12 will be Dustin Barber and Travis Elliott in the 51. Then it's Aspen Belvin and Nate Warren for row 13. Row 14 will be the 3 of Alex Green and Chase Berry. Row 15, Sean McCara and Rick Sebrands in the 4. Rick Sebrands, the first driver to not take a qualifying time.
Gabe Butler, Ernie Williams, as well in that group. Jeremy Funk, Andy Brigante, and Dan Harrington, your 35 car starting field. You're ready to take the green flag. We want to send out a hot minute to Sebastian Marin, tuning in here tonight, being affected by hurricane. So stay safe out there, Sebastian. And these guys are going to put on a show for you here tonight because you're out there with them. Green flag is up and we are underway for round number 8.
OMG. Here we go without some heavy hitters. Mark Mann from YouTube chat, hoping that all is well for Sebastian. If he is in YouTube chat at this time, that means he is not on the racetrack. You better believe we didn't say his name in the grid. So Mark, thank you very much for hanging out with us here tonight in YouTube. If you are bored and have team speed, you can come join us. Sebastian Marin, we would ask the same of you, but we know your situation is completely different. So, yeah. Green flag is out. Logan Helton in the 63, doing all he can to get out in front. And Logan Helton going to lead the first lap. So, Al, lap number 1, done and over with. And the 63 of Logan Helton out in front. And I have a feeling that once that 63 gets out in front, it's going to be a tough time for everyone else in this field.
It is going to be, and just like that, Hunter Reynolds jumps to the outside. He's got a great push by the rookie Nagels. He'll drop back down. So Reynolds to the point now, but Nagels with a great push from the 14 of Guerrero. So the two rookies lining up on the outside, the 14 and the 06, trying to make something happen up on the outside lane. We're going to see this 2x2 ride racing all night long. It won't even surprise me if we try to go 3 wide. So here at Daytona, it's a little bit narrow for that. Always gets you up on the edge of your seat. Your head gets rosed up on your back of your neck when you see him start going with 3 wide here. Because usually something bad is about to happen. But out front, it is Hunter Reynolds, who picked up a win 2 weeks ago. He is back out front. If that Fuel Sim Racing team starting to gain some momentum here at the latter half of the opening round.
The Reynolds Wrap Machine out in front in the 26. Logan, the kid Helton, the 63, tucked in tight right behind him. Now he is going to make a move to the outside, and already they are starting to mix this up. Better watch out, ladies and gentlemen. That move coming off of turn number 4 will be repeated in turn number 2, and that is how they are going to make runs here tonight to try and take over the race lead.
That's what will happen. They'll get that good push down the inside right now. When the tires are fresh, that inside line is where you want to be. This track not bumpy like it was last Monday night. If you tuned on in here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, we thank you for tuning back in this week. For some odd reason, you do that, but we appreciate that. I know the drivers do. Already 16 thumbs up. And the YouTube chat, these drivers go back and watch that, and they see that. That makes them race even harder. Like we're seeing right now, a big side draft off of turn number 4 by the 77 of Booth. And I'm telling you, KR, David Booth is my sleeper pick for the championship this season.
You think David Booth's going to make it into the playoffs?
I think so. I think he's going to do it with a win that could possibly come here tonight. He's been fast. He's been inside the top 10. Most of the races always seems to get caught up in something. But that 77 seems to be fast week in, week out. Right now, sitting at 3rd on the inside line, running inside the top 10 once again.
So as they battle side by side, the 63 of Logan Helton out in front. Keep in mind, they are going to be switching this one back and forth all race long. And the 06 of Cody Nagels trying to work back to where he started tonight's race on the outside of row number 1. So I hit the wrong button. Sorry. We're going to have to ignore that. Nobody sees this. Look away. Look away.
Helton back to the front. Up on the front of this one, it is that I want to say Esports Lab 06 is on the hood of that 06, working the outside of the racetrack. He's been there since the start of the run. He can pull up even as Zach Fritz going to make the hard left-hand turn. Maybe got moved down. Yellow flag is coming out. Looks like the 1 of Chase Berry in trouble, KR, down here, and he is all torn up on that number 1. The yellow flag coming out for the 1 of Chase Berry. Are you okay over there?
I just had a crash on the inside here on my side of things, so
Oh.
trying to deal with that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you what happened. They went down into the turn number 3. Chase Berry, and it looks like it was the number 42 and Nate Warren making some contact, and it looks like Chase Berry maybe got the worst end of it. The rear bumper cap torn off. The number one with a little bit of left front damage early on in this one. And it looked like they were just 3 wide and kind of ran out of real estate headed into turn number 3.
Well, unfortunately, because of how I had to reset everything, we're not going to get to see that first crash. So, dang it, guys, I'm sorry.
Hopefully I explained it well enough.
But yeah, I just had everything kind of go ballistic right here. We see the damage on the one of Chase Berry as he makes his way onto pit road. All other drivers also on the pit lane.
Good time to remind you, the end of stage number 1. I'm not sure if we went over this already or not, Care, but it's the end of lap 25. So right now, potentially could make it from this point to lap 25.
All right, now it's a good time to go over the race info, as you started to point out. 2 key points here tonight. I asked 2 different drivers for what they thought the most important thing was for their night. One driver said, don't get wrecked. Seems kind of obvious, but man, you got to have your eyes up all the time. You got to be ready, and it's the simplest of things. Just don't get wrecked. Pay attention. If you are in a bad position, bail out. Try and get to the end. The next driver, he said, hey, we're switching from day to night in this race. During that transition period, the cars are going to change, so everyone be ready for that. And as you mentioned now, stages are at the completion of lap 25 and lap 50. We have 1 fast repair available. And I'm not sure, but maybe Chase Berry in that one burned his fast repair already.
He did. I saw the car. He jumped out of the one car, jumped into the backup car. So he's already used that backup car. So that number 1 must have been torn up way more than what it looked like here on stage number 1. And definitely not when you want to see the car get torn up here is in the first stage, but makes your night a little bit longer.
So Les Levy in the 62. Hard to believe, but he actually started this race, came off a pit road under green flag, and before he made a lap, went back onto pit road via the tow truck that iRacing provides, and he is still talking to us in YouTube chat.
Did you take his keys again?
No, basically it was just pointing out the marvels of cartoon racing.
Oh.
He essentially did a starting part tonight.
I picked up on that.
Okay.
Thank you for explaining it.
Well, you're welcome.
You know, I don't have the quick math going yet.
Oh, I've already done a lot of quick math tonight.
Well, we can tell that you blew up your computer.
Yeah. I think I got it fixed now. Either way, the lights are out on the Ford Mustang, probably because it's broken. And wouldn't surprise me because it's a Ford Mustang. But here we go, the 63 and the 06 on the front row for this restart. Green flag is out. And away we go once again, our first caution of the night. Done and over with. Back to the loud pedal we go. 35 cars were on track to take the green flag. 36 if you count the good old Mr. Leslie.
They are back underway, and Logan the Kid Helton jumping back to the race lead. But it is the rookie duo up on the front of this one. Cody Nagel's pedaling as hard as he can. He's got Vicente Guerrero put behind him. Just like that, they're going to try going 3 wide into turn number 3. That is the Instacart number 19 spouting the Halloween colors a month early. Zach Workman on the outside. He's getting a good push from Cody Ober and Travis Elliott in that 51.
Cody Ober in the 8, pushing on the 19, working that 3-car tandem group trio in the outside lane, trying to work around the 27 of Sean Stevens and the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Meanwhile, at the front, Logan Helton and Hunter Reynolds. Oh, contact Vicente Guerrero, the 14 involved. He's got heavy damage, and it looked like he caught Sean McCarron, the 71, as well.
Double once again on the backstretch. We just talked about how tricky it is to run 3 wide, KR.
What was one of our keys to the race here tonight?
Not get wrecked.
The 14 and the 19 getting wrecked here on the back stretch. Cody Ober got a piece of it as we see the 14 go around. Go on board for this one of Bob Lacavera.
Like possible air movement around there. Move the 19 down after maybe contact between the 14 and the 21 KR.
A lot of contact happening out there, but man, unfortunately, somebody didn't get the memo we tried to put out about don't get wrecked.
I guess not. Before Rick Seabrians went for an off-road excursion, trying to miss the wreck. I think there's only those 2 cars involved, KR. I don't see any other cars that might have been involved.
Cody Ober got a piece of it for sure. I saw the 8 bounce off of one of them. Richard Kuhn in the 47 into his pit box. Zach Workman got a lot of damage, but it looks like he is not going to take a fast repair. And I'll tell you what, in stage number 1, if you don't have to take a fast repair, don't. Just try and get the damage fixed. Try and get out there. Save that fast repair for stage 2, maybe even stage 3. It's a long race. Don't burn that fast repair just yet.
I mean, you can sit there on pit road. The laps here around Daytona underneath the yellow flag are about a minute 20 or so. That's a long time to get a little damage fixed. The field just halfway down the backstretch right now. Lights are still on, so the wiring hasn't malfunctioned yet.
We're still on board with Richard Kuhn. That's pretty much what it feels like to make a pit stop here at Daytona with some damage. Had a little bit of a long pit stop. Crew worked on hammering out all the sheet metal on the sides of these. And now the 47 of Richard Kuhn has to catch up from the tail end of the field. Slow it down, and well, once again, everyone's starting to stack up, and Logan Helton in the 63 is your race leader.
Vicente Guerrero is still on pit road. Now the team will release the 14. So using that time up, KR, get that car patched up as best as they can. Already big wrecks here with drivers on the cut line, or fighting for that cut line. Still plenty of racing left to do this season, just past the halfway point. This is round number 8 of 13 in the opening round.
Well, one driver has already gone behind the wall that was within our, let's say, our radar of who's making the playoffs and who's not. Cody Ober in the 8, 24 points below the cutoff line coming into tonight's race. Cody Ober in the 8, already behind the wall. He's already done for tonight.
But you can't necessarily count them out. They get that one throwaway race where they get to drop their worst race. So depending on how that works out with them, let's see, Cody is already burnt that. So this one's going to hurt Cody because he's only made, this would have been his 7th start this season here on Monday night. So Cody's going to have to get some quality points in the next race in all the stages, and maybe even a good finish. And that driver, he is capable of doing so.
All right, Logan Helton in the 63 on the throttle. Hunter Reynolds on his outside, keeping pace. Logan Helton in that 63, the one to watch this season. I have him pegged as my championship winner. Of course, that's the easy pick. And also, I'm lazy. But that being said, it is everything but chaos in these running order of points. I do want to point out that BK Anderson is starting to get quite the fan base. We have a new person, as far as I can recall, J Ray or Dra in YouTube chat. How you doing? Saying good luck, BK. So, man, the BK Anderson fan club starting to get pretty stout.
Right now, BK running in that 24th position, and I want to say a Johnny Benson throwback scheme in that Valvoline 32. Probably not Johnny Benson.
I was trying to place this paint scheme, and Benson did have a Valvoline paint scheme, but man, I could not place this one.
Maybe it is a custom homemade Valvoline
Well, Scott Riggs.
scheme.
I think this is Scott Riggs.
Oh, and BK finishes in the top 3. Oh, looks like the driver's coming to pit road.
And trouble on that breakaway as the caution flag has come out. Jeremy Funk involved.
John Stevens' car heavily damaged coming to pit road.
Oh my, Sean Stevens gonna have to burn a quick repair.
That buck got hit on the highway.
Buck's gone wild and not in a good way. All right, here we go. We're going to take a look at this one. Off of turn number 4, BK Anderson hard into the wall. I'm sorry, Sean Stevens hard into the wall from BK Anderson's point of view. Several cars getting involved.
Brigante smoking as well in that 13. And Jeremy Funk, just clips the right rear quarter panel and sends the 97 hard to the outside retaining wall.
So a big crash off of turn number 4. So already stage number 1 has been a bit wild. This is the uber smooth, super easy Daytona racetrack. Last week we were at the bumpy Daytona racetrack.
I'm telling you, stage 1 has been a wild stage this season. And these drivers, knowing how important those stage points are, they try to climb and gouge as much up through the field as they can. And just an unfortunate circumstance for Stevens, who still sits on pit road in that number 27. Andy Brigante is down on pit road as well. Looks like Jeremy Funk might have taken the 97 behind the wall, KR.
Man, oh man, already it looks like Les Levy, Cody Ober, Jeremy Funk, and Sean Stevens behind the wall. Now, some of these guys might be able to make it out and resume racing, but I don't think Les Levy is, or Cody Ober. Jeremy Funk and Sean Stevens, not 100% sure, but they might come back out.
Every position is definitely worth something, especially if you're trying to make it into those playoff positions. Race car drivers never quit.
All right, Al, in YouTube chat,
Yes.
Checkered Flag Motorsports. I don't know if you know who that is, but that is David Overstreet. Okay.
Yep.
He is going to throw $5 to the 62 of Les Levy if he can come out on the track and do one lap under keyboard controls. And if Les is smart, he'll do it under yellow.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
We'll have to keep an eye on it.
David O didn't qualify what he had to do for that one lap. He just said one lap. I'd go out. If I got keyboard controls, you're going to give me $5 for one lap, I'm going to come out under yellow.
He won't try yellow, won't get in trouble by race control. I think he's going to gain... Well, he won't gain any spots. Never mind. That was going to be a lie.
Yeah, Les is, well, he hasn't even done a full lap yet.
No, he's in the negative laps right now.
It happens.
Hey, lights are out on the pace car.
I'm not surprised. It's Ford Mustang.
Well, there's one chasing it right there on the outside.
Yeah, but who's on pole?
Well, the most winningest driver this season, Logan Helton.
And what kind of car is he in?
I can't really see past the Band-Aid covering the mistake.
Oh, I see how it's gonna be. I see. All right, here we go. Pace car down and away. Logan Helton in a Chevrolet Camaro out in front, gets to the throttle and gets a good launch because he's got more power than that Reynolds Wrap foiled made 26.
Well, the 26 is breaking away, getting a little bit better of a start as he's got Nagels too much of a gap between the 63 of Helton and the 77 of Booth. Now the 14 will shrink it back up here on the Slinky. They're all going to get a good shove down the back stretch. The race leader, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds.
Andy Brigante in the 13. Down on the inside, he is staying out of the way as the 06 of Cody Nagels in that Toyota Supra down on the bottom gets that run he needed down the backstretch to take over the race lead. And now Cody Nagels, the rookie himself, out in front from Team Limitless.
Yeah, right now we have just 5 laps left to go here in stage number 1 at the completion of lap 25. We'll find out who will come up here. And I don't know if you noticed it or not, KR. That number 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, he's sporting the Sebastian Marin car here tonight. So something happened into the 17, but Marin's car able to hop out there in the fuel sim, racing in a pinch, running up there just outside the top 10 right now in that number 17 on the scoring, but 23 on the racetrack.
Al, you know what? I had not noticed that just yet, but there you have it. You know, this OP Racing Group, I have been with them for a very, very long time. And these guys are a community. They look out for each other. They try and support each other. And they argue like family, but they love like family. And here you can see the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds running the 23's paint scheme just for that fact.
Trying to get a good run into it, but now Helton with a good push from the 06, and what is another sharp-looking race car out there this evening. As the sun starts to get lower in the sky, the lights are about to come on here at the Daytona International Speedway. And Logan Helton showing the way on the inside. Nagels back to the outside now, up in front of the 26 of Reynolds. Luke, who's crawled his way inside the top 10, KR at 33, and Jeff Crosby making his way back to the top 10.
Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33, working his way forward once again. But our first stage is getting close to the end, and the 63 and the 06 are out in front of their respective lanes. The 77 of David Booth pushing hard on Logan Helton. Man, is he pushing hard on him through that corner.
Very hard there. One car bailing out. Looks like a couple drivers coming to pit road. Maybe some strategy being played out with just 2 laps remaining here in stage number 1. 4 to 5 drivers down on pit road as we keep the eyes up here at the front. There's a 63 of Helton out to the front of this one. David Booth right to the back bumper. He's got the Holloways in that Hershey Kisses number 21. Glued to the backside, down the backstretch. Nagels with a great push once again from Reynolds. Now we'll cut it down low, chops the nose off the front of the 63 of Logan Helton.
We ride on board with the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, who is now tasked with the mission of pushing the 26 of Hunter Reynolds to the stage win. Here we go. White flag, if you will, for the stage. One more time around. OMG, Al, who is it going to be at the end of this lap?
It's anybody's guess there. Nagel's doing a good job. He's in front of the 63 of Helton, trying to keep him behind him. Now Helton to the outside. Nagels tries to throw the block, can't quite do it. Helton drives right back around him on the outside. Now Booth giving a good push to the 06 of Nagels, but now Helton, he's got the 26. Now he'll cut down low. Slices off the front, the bumper cap of the 06. They get a little bit loose. Everybody keeps it under control. Now Nagel swings to the outside. Now back down
2
low.
moves. Oh, Eric Glory gets involved with Jim Mayer. And at the line, it will be the 06 of Cody Nagels. How about that?
What an aggressive move. The rookie's going to pick up a win here for stage number 1. But Eric Laurie and Jim Mayer down on pit road after that accident. We'll have to dissect that. But what a move by Nagels. I thought for sure Helton had it.
I absolutely thought Helton had it as well, but it turns out being the 06 as the 07 won and the 95 goes spinning onto pit road, and it looks like both of them are going to escape hard damage other than just the contact they made with cars.
Yeah, luckily able to miss that pit road entrance there. It looked like maybe DeBorgia got a little bit loose contact to the front, right front of the 071 to the left rear of the 40, and that's what it set in the 33. Crosby was there. But how about the move? Helton trying to block him. 06 got down low, and that really just broke the momentum there. With some aggressive driving up at the front of this one.
Yeah, that 06 made an outstanding move to steal that stage win away. We're going to take one more look at that. Man, just a great heads-up drive by Cody Nagels.
All unofficial. Just gotta throw it out there, but it does look like Nagels will lead the 06, lead the field down pit road, and that's our unofficial way of saying that he has won.
Officially
stage number
unofficial.
1. Right. Addition from subtraction.
Right. We know where we are because we know where we're not.
Did you pay the light bill here?
No.
Getting pretty dark out.
It is. Oh no! Our stage 1 winner overshoots his pit box. Gosh. Man, you talk good about somebody and then they just go and mess up. All right. Cody Nagel's down and away. That means it is time to pull up the 06 of Cody Nagels for winning stage number 1. And Al, I'm going to let you have it.
Yeah, Cody, wild finish there. Talk us through the last 2 laps of that stage number 1 there. You were leading it, then you were getting shuffled back, and that move off turn number 4 that got you to win there. Talk us through it.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, Logan. That was great racing there. It was very fun, but I figured every time that he would push me really hard, I was anticipating that he was going to push himself clear, of course, go to the second lane and race. And then, you know, when he would clear me down on the bottom, I would try to do the same thing, push him and wiggle myself clear. Well, he put the late move to try to cover both lanes, which was a fantastic move. I think it gave me just enough time to push him to where I was clear of Hunter. I didn't have much space to work, but I was clear. When I went up, it looked like Logan was going to put a block on me, and when he did, I just made a quick turn down to the bottom that he wasn't able to get quite down to the spot, but that guy is extremely difficult to hold off, so I'm very blessed that I was able to take that stage. That was tough, very tough racing.
I would say the racing has looked very intense here. We've seen this the last 3-4 weeks. Stage number 1 seems to be very intense. Stage number 2 a little less intense. And then it's like you guys max it back out for stage number 3. What do you suspect that we're going to see here as the lights go out on the pace car for stage number 2?
I'm thinking probably we're going to get more tough racing because we're getting down a little bit closer to the playoffs. We still got time, but the closer we get, I feel like the wick's going to get turned up here, and there's going to be people racing harder and harder and harder the closer that we get, especially the guys, you know, pretty close to that cutoff. You're going to have guys that are getting a little desperate for a win, so we shall see. Still got plenty of time, but I don't know. I'm thinking the racing's going to continue to get turned up as we anticipate the chase.
Well, we'll let you give some shout-outs here as we work down the backstretch. We're going to go back green flag racing. Who makes it all possible for you in this 06 team?
Well, of course, I got to thank my Limitless team of BK, Vince, and JD, and I'll just keep it nice and short with that. Good luck to everyone, and hopefully one of us can get in victory lane tonight.
Well, good luck here in stage number 2, Cody. We hope to talk to you once again here tonight.
Thank you.
Here you go. Cody Nagels picking up your stage 1 win as the racing is going to stay just as wild as we've seen here as the sun starts to set. The lights are coming out. Our first transition race, KR. That's going to see maybe some drivers will like the nighttime over the daytime.
Speaking of transitions, Chase Berry in the 1 was involved in our first caution of the night. He is going to be bringing this field to the first green flag in stage number 2. Quite the transition, up 27 spots from where he qualified. Chase Berry in that Toyota Supra into the restart zone. Green flag is out. Away we go once again. The 84 Aspen Belvin to his outside. Not quite the start Aspen wanted, but it may not be to his detriment as Chase Berry jumps up to the high side.
And both those drivers were last on pit road laps 17. So they are going to have to pit sooner than later, staying out here for the track position, maybe hoping to catch a yellow flag in a timely manner. Just like that, Tyler Miller in that number 24. He'll drop to the inside. And Gabe Butler, the first time we've talked about the 88, he's up there giving a good push to that 24.
Tyler Miller in the 24 takes over the race lead as Chase Berry has internet connection issues. Jumps up to the high side, but it disrupts that lane, and you can see just how important it is to not have those internet connection issues. But he had a good heads-up move there. He jumped up to the high side. He has fallen back very quickly, but the 24 of Tyler Miller staying out in front.
And he has Cody Nagels from that 7th starting position here for stage number 2. Quickly back to the front of the field, working that outside lane. How about Zach Fritz? We talked to him before the race, said he was going to be wild. And I'm sure he is. You might watch him over there, I believe, on Twitch. Is that correct, KR?
Who was that?
Zach Fritz?
Oh, no. I've never heard of her.
Oh.
Nope.
Cody Nagels back to the point. Here I am trying to help you out. Letting you out. Oh, trouble! The 17 of Reynolds gets turned sideways. Big trouble. The 4 Seabridge round. Dan Harrington's involved. And Sean McGarrett comes to a sliding stop in turn number 2.
Caution is out once again. And the yellow flag flies. Let's take a look at this one. And you would have thought here in stage 2, after the rough and tough stage 1 that we had, they maybe could have settled things down.
Oh, tough Zach Workman involved in it again, KR. And we know that that is a backup car already for the 19 Instacart entry.
He did kind of squirt through it, so the damage may not be end of everything for him.
Like lack of air, and Reynolds just a bump draft at the wrong time, starting that all. I don't think McCara hit anything. I think he just came to a stop to avoid it. Same with Andy Bagante.
All right, so yellow flag out. So that means just a quick break for me and Al. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the green flag has just come out. And after a round of pit stops, Chase Berry in the 1 and Cody Nagels in the 06, leading this field into turn number 1.
At the iron, Nagel's going to jump out to your early race lead down in front of the Borgia. Helton and Fritz. Chase Berry stuck to the outside lane. We know that his strategy back on lap 17, so KR, he's going to have to come down pit road before anyone else. And I believe he's the only car left on that strategy.
Yeah, Chase Berry, for sure, in an off strategy. He's off the norm. It could work into his favor or could not. It's way too early to tell, but he is definitely off of the normal strategy here right now. We'll see if it comes to him later in this race. Cody Nagels in the 06 continues to lead. He has been a front runner all night long. Seth Gruber here in YouTube chat, thank you very much for coming by. Man, tell you what, Al, I miss the Gruber house racing.
I do. Mario and Luigi, you missed them out here.
Those were fun paint schemes. Those were fun guys to watch. Fun guys. Sorry.
Are you okay?
No. I thought it was a good joke.
I didn't hear the joke, to be honest with you. The cars were coming by and a little too loud on my end, so I'm sorry. Oh,
Mario
boy.
and Luigi,
3 wide up
mushrooms,
at the front.
Fun guy.
Oh, that was a good one, KR. I'm sorry that I missed it.
Dang.
Right over the top of my fat head.
Well, you know what's not going over the top of our heads? Cody Nagels,
that?
Tyler Miller out in front of this race lead.
Yeah, and the Nagels back up front. How about Peter DeBorgia running up front here early on at Daytona? And you can start to see that orange glow on the front of the car as they come through the triangle and they get covered behind the grandstands here at Daytona. Pretty soon, we're going to be into darkness. Now Miller to the race point, and now Hunter Reynolds. He's got it wound up on the outside with that 63 of Logan Helton all the way in. How about Alex Green in that number 3, racing the top 10 for the first time here tonight.
Tyler Miller up 18 spots to be in the top 5. Alex Green up 20 to be in the top 10. Those two drivers digging very hard early in this race. Stage number 2 going to end at the completion of lap 50. And Hunter Reynolds in the 26 out in front right now. Let's take a moment and look at our stage winners minus Cody Nagels 1 because we couldn't update it in between time. So Cody Nagels has 2. That Rich, Hunter Reynolds 3 apiece. Cody Nagels 2. Josh Milam and everyone else has 1 stage win. So there are a lot of drivers getting repeat stage wins. So far this season, only 1 driver has repeat wins.
Yeah, that right now Zach Fritz and Hunter Reynolds are the drivers that have 3 wins apiece for stage wins. Everyone else has 1, as you saw on that list. Just in case people can't read here, I like the, maybe we have some vision impaired people that like to listen to your sexy race-winning voice.
Ooh. If you think my voice is sexy, you need counseling. But I am not visually impaired, and I can absolutely see that we have Liberty Fires in YouTube chat here. Our unofficial statistician. We've let him have this season off, though. So, hey, Liberty, glad to see you, man. Thank you very much for stopping by, saying hello. A lot of you guys haven't had a chance to talk to, or we haven't had a chance to talk to. Nathan Rita, hey, never seen you before. Glad to see you out here tonight. Thank you very much. J Ray, we've already talked to you. Glad to see you guys. Man, I hope this is a trend that keeps continuing. Love new faces, and I love seeing repeat people who are here cheering for their favorite drivers. You know, one thing we did miss is Mark Mann's in YouTube chat as well, Mr. Sega GameCube. And of course, we have the cheering brigade for Logan Helton, and that is Miss Tammy Helton. Jeff Crosby Sr., well, I don't have to make much of a stretch to know who he's cheering for. That's probably the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. But, man,
that's going out on the limb.
A lot of great conversations in YouTube chat here tonight, and I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to say hello, to cheer for your driver, and also, if you have done so, these guys appreciate the thumbs up that they get, so thank you very much, guys. Hope it's a good time for everyone. We're out here having fun. The drivers, they're pretty intense right now, so their fun level isn't great, but their focus level is off the charts.
That is very true, and guess what just came on since the check cleared your bank account?
Wait.
The lights.
Oh, thank goodness, we paid the electric bill. Oh.
Come on. I pulled it out of your account, so hopefully there was enough.
No wonder there was enough. If it came out of your account,
yeah, the moths would have been flying around. Oh boy, the nighttime is the right time. No business about get the pick up. Here as we close in, just 7 laps away from the end of stage number 2 lap. At the conclusion of lap number 50, we'll have our end of stage number 2. And right now, Miller getting a good push by Helton. Nagel's giving a push to the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. I feel like we've been saying these names all night long. They've been up front, and they have been aggressive up front. You're just tuning in. Cody Nagel's in that 06, picking up stage win number 1. And being very aggressive here tonight out of that 06 KR.
Cody Nagels has been aggressive. He got a great qualifying run and doing all he can to maximize that. We are on board with the one of Chase Berry. Chase Berry finding himself a little bit in trouble, but also with the 84 of Aspen Belvin. These two race cars are about to go a lap down. As you can see the field right behind them, getting ready to swallow them up. Tyler Miller is your race leader. We do have to do some housekeeping. Eric Glory is the first car 1 lap down. Bob Lacavera also off of the lead lap. Those are the only 2 cars in this moment who are not on the lead lap. Everyone else I'm about to mention, behind the wall, their night is done. That is Sean Stevens. He will be credited with 33rd. Jeremy Funk in 34th. Cody Ober in 35th. And Les Levy, who pulled off a pit road, got scared because he saw Black Magic Jesus and Tom Cruise and his underwear was on fire, and pulled right back down to the inside and said, I'm out.
For the... He'll be back next week, though.
I sure hope so. OP Racing without Les Levy it won't be the same. It'd be like OP Racing without Alex Green, OP Racing without Logan Helton, or Hunter Reynolds, or there's a good core group of drivers in this league. Speaking of this league, if you would like to join in on the Monday night broadcasted race, me and Al do the broadcast. Your guys aren't invited. Sorry. It is what it is. But if you want to be in the race, guys, sign up for the Wednesday night series or the Saturday night series. Turn some laps with these guys. Prove that you can run a super speedway, and then wait for your invite into Monday night, because this is an invite-only series on Monday night, but they do have 2 feeder series. Wednesday night runs the Xfinity and the trucks, and Saturday night is straight trucks. So hit them up. You can find them under OP Racing in your iRacing League tab. They'd love to have you in their feeder series, and we'd love to see you make your way into Monday night.
2 laps to go. Peter DeBorgia pulled off to the racetrack in a hurry. Came down pit road. He was the lone soldier to hit pit road as a lap to 84 of Belvin and the 1 of Barry. So now they're going to be racing for that coveted Lucky Dog pass. They are 3 wide down the Daytona super stretch here, coming to the white flag in stage number 2. Hunter Reynolds and Logan Helton battling for that race win. Here they all shuffle. They're still 3 wide there, but in the back of the pack, Dustin Barber and Jeff Crosby, the next cars to pass. Right, Belvin. Very, very white-knuckled times right now as these drivers trying to get the stage points. Top 10 will earn stage points in KR. That white silk has flown here in stage number 2.
Side by side, they make their way down the back stretch. Aspen Belvin in the 84, 1 lap down, but he is right there in the thick of things, and we're going to stay on top as he gets a good run here down the back stretch. But holy cow, here we go. Logan Helton in the 63, trying to find a way to the stage win. Oh my goodness. Richard Kuhn in the 47, David Booth in the 77. Several other cars involved, and I do believe the 63 was out in front when the yellow flag came out.
I do believe so as well. David Booth, my pick here tonight, involved. He went up and over, heavy damage to the 77, smoking. Dustin Barber, I was just about to say what a nice move he had made to get up towards the top 10. In big trouble. Alex Green involved as well. His cars try to get back up to speed. We'll have to dissect that, but it looks like Logan Helton will add another win to his stage wins here this season.
Alex Green, Aspen Belvin make contact. Richard Kuhn tries to avoid it. Dustin Barber in the 6 gets caught up in it. Hard impact to the inside wall. Everyone's scrambling, going for a spin. Rick Seabrand's in the 4 in his 2nd crash here tonight. Not often you see him involved in incidences like this, and he is in his 2nd one here tonight.
A lot of innocent drivers that are just bystanders in this one.
Heavy contact between multiple cars. Logan Helton in the 63, the first one on the pit road. So he will be officially unofficial our stage 2 winner.
Eric Laurie will get the free pass. He'll get back to the back side of the lead lap, leaving what I believe will be 29 cars potentially on the lead lap.
All right, with that being said, let's pull in our stage 2 winner. That is none other than Logan Helton. Logan, you got yours on, bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, that black and gray Nexus 63 comes away with stage number 2. What an outstanding drive you're having here tonight. Maybe the best start to a season we've ever seen. Logan, how you doing, bud?
I am doing great. I hope you guys up in the booth are doing just as good, or if not better.
I mean, I got no complaints. Al brought me popcorn, and I have some butter. So,
oh my goodness. Nice. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Yeah, that was a really fun stage there with Cody, Tyler, Hunter, Daniel, all the guys up there. I'm sure I forgot someone, Frisch, all those guys up there. That was a lot of fun. it was scary sometimes, but you know, we all kept it under control, and yeah, glad we can come away with that stage win there. And yeah, like you said, I've been very pleased with how my season's been going so far. I think I've been getting really good bonus points, and just trying to stay as calm and collected as I can.
Well, Logan, you're doing an outstanding job here tonight. Set it on pole. You have had the fastest start to a season that anyone has ever had in OP racing. And here you are staring down the barrel of making it into playoff contention once again. What's it going to take to wrap up the rest of this race for the 63?
Well, it's just, I think what I've been doing so far, just staying calm, keeping it in a good spot to move forward, being very careful with what I'm doing, not putting my car in positions where I can get wrecked easily. I think, obviously, any position on this racetrack can get wrecked in, but, you know, certain positions are safer than others, and I feel like I've been doing a decent job in keeping them in those positions. So, yeah, just got to stay calm here and work the lanes and just get that run when I need it.
All right, running out of time, so real quick, shout-outs, thank yous that you'd like to give.
Just as usual, all my friends and fans for watching. You guys put on the broadcast, and just in memory of Mark Mann tonight as he is absent, I have to play one sound bite, and I'll leave it to you guys. Here we go.
There you have it,
Mark
ladies
Mann
and
saying
gentlemen.
Logan.
Mark Mann signing off for Logan Helton via a soundboard in TeamSpeak. There you have it. Our stage 2 winner, Logan Helton, getting it done. Here we go. Pace car down and away. Logan Helton, Cody Nagels. How many times have we said that these two are on the front row here tonight? Green flag back out, and Al, look out for the 24, Tyler Miller.
Hey, Tyler Miller up there as well. How about Jeff Crosby? Crosby with a little bit of right rear damage on that Skull Bandit Pumpkin Spice 33. We'll have to see how that will affect him. I don't think it'll hurt him too bad being a pusher. It might affect him if he gets out front. Meanwhile, already Miller gets in front of Logan Helton, and they will bypass the 06 and Nagels. How about the 14? Vicente Guerrero, we saw him get in trouble early on in this one. He has now made his way back inside the top 5. He is pushing his buddy, the 06 and Nagels, the 2 rookies here in the OP Monday Night Series. They work off a turn number 4 and come across the stripe.
Tyler Miller in the 24 with the race lead at the line that time around. Out 2 stages are done and over with. Now it's the sprint to the end of this race, and by sprint I mean it's stage 1 and stage 2 were the first half of this race. Now we're into the longest sprint. It's the second half of the race, and that could include 2 attempts at a green-white checker.
It could here as they have just over 46 laps to go as they come here through the corner. That is the number 24 of Miller showing the way. These drivers all trying to get into their spots. Right now, this is where the chess game starts here. You're working your way back. So the crew chiefs on top of the pit boxes down on pit road, the drivers communicating with them and their spotters, trying to figure out, all right, when do we need the pit? We have at least 2 pit stops, if not 3, here in this stage. When do we need to come down? What's going to give us the best chance for our best track position? As we've seen here tonight, it is all about track position being up front. The drivers that have been up front, they have stayed up front.
It has been a trend, and the 14 of Vicente Guerrero trying to buck that trend as he works his way forward. We saw him try and get up into the front earlier tonight, but then he got involved in a big, well, we'll call it a kerfuffle, and the 14 got heavily torn up. But here he is doing all he can to recover from that incident, and with a fresh car, he has burned his fast repair, but that 14 of Vicente Guerrero finds himself in the top 5. Cody Nagels, his teammate, slides down to the inside in front of the 24, Tyler Miller.
That they do. Now they work the inside through the corner. Connor Reynolds starting to move his way up. How about the Hall of Famer, Jim Mayer, cracking into the top 10. We saw him go for a spin a few laps ago with a 0.71 at the end of stage number 1. Didn't hit anything. Now finds himself inside the top 10. Anthony English as well. Sean McCarrick, KR, last year's race admin, made the swap that race control microphone for the helmet this season. He finds himself inside the top 10.
Yeah, Sean McCarrick looking very stout here tonight. Has had a great qualifying effort. And by that, I mean, I don't think he qualified. If I remember correctly, he was one of the drivers who didn't. And I typically don't remember correctly. But one thing I don't have to remember, that is the 47 of Richard Kuhn just laying down the fastest lap of this race at a 46.31. The Richard Kuhn having the fastest lap of the race here tonight. And I'll tell you what, Brian W22 bringing some heat to Sebastian Marin. Like, man, he's calling him Slow Bastion Marin. I dig the nickname. I'm not sure I dig the heat he's bringing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where that's coming from, but, well, as you know, the entire population in Puerto Rico without power after the hurricane has gone through there. So we wish Sebastian and his family and everyone down in Puerto Rico a quick recovery, as quick as it can be. Hopefully everything else is okay just without the power. We miss him out on the racetrack, but Jimmy Reynolds trying to give that number 23 a good ride here tonight. Just outside the top 10 right now as he runs there behind Anthony English. And Logan Helton still working that outside lane right now in Nagels. Top to bottom. He's like a windshield wiper up on the outside there, working the lanes. Gets a good push. He'll clear Miller and he'll drop right back down.
Man, that 0.6 sliced down to the bottom. I thought he got a bump he didn't like and was about to spin out, but nope. Cody Nagels able to hang on to it. Bobby Helton chiming in. How you doing, Bobby? Thank you very much for saying hi and chiming in for your driver. Man, I'll tell you guys what. I think each and every one of you have come in here tonight to say hello, to comment, to give a thumbs up. These drivers are putting on a heck of a show here tonight, and I hope that y'all recognize that is what they are doing. Tyler Miller in the 24, up 20 spots from where he qualified to lead this race.
We are really getting up there in the thumb lights. We're at 18. We got 30 watching currently at this timestamp, so make sure you hit that thumbs up if you have not already. The drivers really appreciate it. They tell us each and every week when we do our grid walk how much motivation those thumbs up give them. That really means that should tell us them that you enjoy the efforts that they are doing out there for you. So make sure you hit that thumbs up. It's not for myself or KR or the channel. It is for the racers. They really get amped up the more thumbs up they see. And, well, we like to see that for them. It gets them amped up, gives us something good to talk about. That 0.6 of Nagels doing a great job right now. Is Logan Helton still getting a good push from the 33 of Crosby, but that outside line just does not seem to get the steam with Logan out front. Have you noticed that, KR?
The smooth track here at Daytona, that outside lane, is a lot harder to build the momentum than when we are at the Legacy Daytona track. So, yeah, I've noticed it.
Pretty even. It is the 63 just quite can't get up there to get a push from the 33 and Crosby. As Crosby's trying all he can, but I wonder how much that damage to the right rear quarter panel of that Skull Bandit number 33 is really affecting the effort of giving a good, I say a much better push. I won't say that he's given a bad push, because any push is better than nothing. But that 33 is wounded from that last wreck as he sits there inside the top 10, sitting 6th currently. Gotta wonder how much that's really hampering that outside lane.
We've been focusing on the front of the field because that is where a lot of excitement has been. So let me take a moment here and just go through some of the housekeeping that we have to do. Bob Lacavera in the 5. He is the first car, 1 lap down. He is scored in 29th spot. He is in this pack for the moment. If the caution flag should fly, well, as long as he doesn't have a 0x to his credit at the moment, he will receive the free pass. Aspen Belvin in the 84. He is the one challenging with Bob Lacavera to be the first car 1 lap down. And then David Booth in the 77. Well, we had Brandy Lee Booth cheer on the 77 to David Booth just a little bit ago. We haven't had a moment to acknowledge that. But David Booth in 31st spot, he is too many laps down, in my opinion, because it's too.
I gotcha.
Okay, good. All right, there we go. He's 2 laps down. He's still getting after it. He is not giving up. He's from Checkered Flag Motorsports, and I'll tell you what, Checkered Flag Motorsports really hurting here tonight as they have lost 2 of their team members, but they are still doing all they can. And Checkered Flag Motorsports, one of my favorite teams here in OP Racing, because they got light humor, they got great paint schemes, and they always take the time to talk to me, even when I ask them the hard questions like, what's 2 + 2? Chase Berry, well, he is the first car out of the race in 32nd spot. And then behind him in 33rd, Sean Stevens is 27th. Jeremy Funk, 34th. Cody Ober also out of this race in 35th. And Les Levy in 36 as he made like 3 feet off of pit road.
I don't think he even made it off the pit road. He's telling you to stay out of the comedy club.
I'm not in a comedy club, so I don't understand the reference.
We would have cabbage being thrown at us.
Ooh, do you like cabbage?
Only on cabbage night.
Well, there you go. I don't like cabbage, so you can take all the abuse.
All right. I'll just use it to egg your house with it.
Oh, I don't like that.
No. Hey, Tyler Miller up front, that's kind of disturbing.
Well, Tyler Miller up in front because he is running a disturbed paint scheme. They're out. On board with Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 as he runs his tribute paint scheme to Sebastian Marin. Logan Helton falls back just a little bit. And now, I don't know if you've seen this, but our drivers are starting to get single file. And that means they're starting to anticipate green flag pit stops.
Yeah, I expect within the next lap, maybe even this one, if not next lap, we'll start seeing some pit stops happening. Let's see if anybody makes the hard left-hand turn off of the racetrack this time by, and they will not. Everybody's starting to get into that positioning where you need to be down low. Make those pit stops, and everybody communicating with that, trying to get all sorted out. One car up on the outside line, I believe that might be the 51 of Travis Elliott. No, he's down low. That's Peter DeBorgia in the 40, ripping the outside line with JD Crow giving him a push, and I'm going to suspect that we're going to see those drivers be the last ones to hit pit road.
We ride on board with the 44 of Anthony English. He is tucked in behind the 33 of Jeff Crosby. Anthony English right now in 5th place with everyone single file. All right, so last on pit road, lap 51, lap 52. We are working lap 69. So these fuel tanks are starting to run dry. Al, I don't know about you, but hitting pit road this time means that we have one more pit stop to make, I believe.
Yeah, I think you want to stretch it to this lap or maybe even one more and give you that little bit of assurance. But like normal, they all tell me I'm wrong and half the field comes down pit road.
Tyler Miller leads this first group of drivers on the pit lane. Peter DeBorgia in the 40 assumes the race lead. He has got some help from the 2 of JD Crow from Limitless. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, a driver from Meteor Racing. 44th, Anthony English in 3rd. So pit stops underway, our first round of green flag pit stops. And I do believe this is the first time here tonight we have had green flag pit stops.
Now the Borgia will make the hard left-hand turn. That'll leave Anthony English and Dave Hunt. Oh, trouble. Jimmy Reynolds got turned sideways. That pushes Sebrands out into the infield. Gotta wonder if that will be a penalty or not, being forced out there. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Not coming to pit road. We just talked about it. You do not want trouble coming to pit road.
Taking a look at the 4 as he is off into the grass. Take one more look at this here. I think this time we're going to see it all. Jimmy Reynolds smacks the inside wall. Big stack up. Zach Fritsch, Dustin Barber, Richard Kuhn, all getting into that one. So green flag pit stops sees the 53 of Dave Hunt and the 44 of Anthony English on the pit road. But they go 3 wide for the cars who have made pit stops. And the 63 of Logan Helton trying to come up with the race lead.
They are 3 wide action through that tri-oval. 63 of Logan Helton going to take up the race lead as he'll pass the 53 of Dave Hunt, who's just coming up at the speed right there. And how about that? Some new players up at the front of this one. Helton, Reynolds, they've been up front most of the race. But how about J.D. Crow, Sean McCara? New players up at the front of the field.
J.D. Crow in the 2, a race winner here in OP Racing on Monday night, but looking for his first win here this season. That win would help lock him into playoff contention. We're getting close to the final race here for the regular season, and now it's hard to believe that we have had this many races already. This is race number 8.
It is hard to believe that we are that far down here in the season. Doesn't seem like we've been here for 8 races, but we have. Is now business starting to get picked up once again up at the front of this one. J.D. Crow getting a good push from, how about the stage 1 winner, Cody Nagels, picking up his first stage win of the season of his career here on Monday nights. He is pushing a good car right in front of him, the number 2 of J.D. Crow. And what a win would mean for J.D. Crow here tonight after, I would call it a disastrous season so far this season.
Well, he's working the outside lane right now, trying to work around Logan Helton and Hunter Reynolds. New fast lap, the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Ernie Williams finding himself about mid-pack right now in 14th spot. That 91 machine giving me a little bit of Lex Dixie.
I don't know about you sometimes.
I don't know about me at all.
All I know is one of the 3 Fords up out the front of the field of this one, Hunter Reynolds trying to get a second win on the season. Logan Helton looking for his 4th win this season. Everyone else there behind him. Now Helton will switch from the inside lane to the outside to work down the backstretch, and just like that, that sucks the 26 back. He'll get a little bit of a bumper tag from the 71 of McCara. And that's like that, Helton back to the bottom level of the racetrack right there in front of Hunter Reynolds off of turn number 4. This is about a 12 to 13 car breakaway. Then you gotta go back here to the 071 of Lori, who runs in the 16th position. These drivers are all single file behind that big pack. I kind of like that play. We see how aggressive that front pack is getting. They're kind of just far enough back where they sniff in the draft, but also have enough time to check up and not get involved if anything were to happen in this front group.
Last time on pit road, our penalty report, Anthony English in the 44 was the only driver who picked up a penalty. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 has just pulled on to pit road. Not sure what's going on with that 1723 machine. But Logan Helton flashes by the start-finish line to put another driver a lap down, and a new fast lap by the 44 of Anthony English at a 46.25.
That's hauling the mail. Track's cooling down. The driver's starting to lay in that throttle a little bit more. 23 to go, PR. When do we hit pit road? As soon as that window opens, or do you kind of ride this out a little bit?
Well, the way tonight has gone is it's unpredictable. I think you want to try and run your fuel level as far as you can, because you just don't know what's going to happen next. So run that fuel tank out, hit pit road as late as possible. Hope that somewhere along the way you get a caution and put multiple people a lap down. Oh, new fastest lap, Eric Laurie in the 071. So business is picking up as we have gone to full dark here, Al.
Yeah, we just talked about how that pack was behind that main pack. Now they have sucked right up to it. And Anthony English getting a good push from that Hershey Kisses number 21 of Dan Holloway. I don't know about you, but I could go for something sweet, KR.
I could go for something sweet. How about a nice Budweiser in the 14 of Vicente Guerrero?
I don't know if that's sweet or not.
Oh.
No,
maybe some Valvoline
mountains,
oil from the 32 of BK Anderson?
That would be better than the Guinness from the Gabe Butler's 88.
Maybe. I think I see where you're going with that.
Aren't they the same?
Guinness
and Valvoline. Valvoline's probably a little bit smoother.
Yeah, I think the Valvoline would taste better.
Oh, Gabe's gonna hate us. He already does. He already does.
Well, Gabe Butler having an outstanding race. He's been down and out a little bit, but not necessarily done just yet.
Now all the top 21 cars are in this lead draft, and the back car in this draft is the 88 of Gabe Butler. We pick on him because if we didn't, he would think we were mad at him. He rides. I think he's just riding this one out. Not time to go yet. Not ready to push the go button. Here, coming to 19 laps to go when they cross the stripe. I think I want to pit somewhere with about 16 to 15 laps to go. That's when I want to come to pit road, crew chief.
16 laps to go?
Yep.
Okay.
It gives me a couple laps of insurance in case we do go into overtime. It maybe gets me out of whatever is brewing up at the front of this one. This is why I don't win races.
Probably why you and me are in the broadcast booth, Al.
Well, more than likely.
Like, I can't drive, and I can't crew chief.
Well, no comment.
Well, there you have it.
Logan Helton on the front of this one. He is keeping that inside line in Toba. JD Kerr with a great push. That time through, he'll get right up to the outside, halfway to the numbers. The outside line has just not been where you want to be here tonight. It seems like there's now only 5 cars up there. The 2 of Crow, Stage 1 winner of Nagels, Guerrero, BK Anderson. How about that 32 back up inside the top 10? And Anthony English in the 44. Your 5th and final car up on the outside lane. So only 5 cars versus everyone else running to the bottom of the racetrack.
Fuel window is open, and here comes a big chunk of drivers on the pit road.
Oh, and Gabe Butler sideways on the pit road. An aggressive start. Dan Holloway involved as well. Has to come to a stop. Gabe Butler trying to make up some ground on the pit road, and that's going to cost him and Holloway here on this green flag pit stops. JD Crow still is your race leader as they get single file down the backstretch. I suspect we will see them come down. You do not want to be out there too much longer when the big pack comes down pit road.
On board with the 2 of JD Crow. He might be hitting pit lane this time, but we have seen JD Crow stretch his fuel as far as he can, and pit road he comes this time. Looks like very conservative on the pit road, as a couple of cars past him getting into that braking zone.
Now JD Crow, the wily veteran, knows that this is the money stop. You do not want to get a penalty or miss your pit box right now, as everyone else has come down pit road. Your race leader will be the 13 of Andy Brigante, as he has not yet come down pit road, but Peter DeBorgia leapfrogging Logan Helton and company. The DeBorgia most likely will end up being your race leader when Brigante comes down pit road.
The 40 of Peter DeBorgia in front of Hunter Reynolds and the 71 of Sean McCara. They are making their way through turns 1 and 2. They are getting up the full song. Andrew Brigante in the 13 not made his final pit stop of the night just yet. As these drivers blend up into the racetrack, the 40 moves up to the high side to work his way around him, and you can see just how much momentum he has compared to everyone else.
A lot of momentum as they work down here through the corner. How about McCarrick going to swing to the outside? I think the 33 of Crosby has just decided he is going to be a pusher the rest of this race. I actually jumped into a backup car on that last stop, so now the 33 of Crosby can be a big player up at the front of this one.
Crosby playing the strategy well and working hard to push the 71. Andy Brigante just a few seconds ahead of this pack right now, even though he hasn't made a pit stop yet. And so Andy Brigante going to be well behind this group of drivers. He's hoping for a caution right now before he has to hit pit road.
We are going to go 3 wide. Oof. Sorry, Karen, it always makes me hold my breath when they go 3 wide. Logan Helton choosing to go to the outside, but no help up there. The 3 of Green had scraped the outside wall, and that is a tough break for Logan Helton as he is getting dropped like a rock.
Contact! The 84 started washing up, and Logan Helton, innocent bystander, drops to the tail end of this pack. Peter DeBorgia in the 40 your race leader, or I'm sorry, the leader of this pack, Andy Brigante, still your race leader in the 13, but he is pulling onto pit road this time, along with the 77 of David Booth and the 5 of Bob Lacavera. And so now Peter DeBorgia is the race leader.
And Logan Helton's car is really hurt as he has dropped way back from that pack. And he's got Ernie Williams trying to give him a push as fast as he can, but almost be better, I think, if Williams would go around the 63 and allow the 63 to push the 91. They might have a better chance of getting back up to the field, but things are getting dicey. 3 wide once again, the 24 of Miller to the outside of the 33 at Crosby. Hunter Reynolds dropping down. He'll take over your new race leader. They come off turn number 4 with 12 laps to go at the line.
Hunter Reynolds, the race leader. Peter DeBorgia making a move to the outside. Right now, we only have 23 cars on the lead lap. Andy Brigante in that 23rd spot. He will go a lap down this time around as he does not have a whole lot of help to keep him out in front of this pack. Anthony English, Aspen Belvin, they are the first 2 cars 1 lap down the 44. Right now battling on the inside lane. You see the 84 just to the outside, 2 cars back. Here comes the 63 of Logan Helton to the outside. Logan not done just yet. Our stage 2 winner hasn't given up. He might have something in store here tonight to make it his 4th win of the season.
Just as I was counting them out, they have made it back into this main pack and vying for a top 10 position. It is the 63 of Logan Helton. I think he might be worked up inside that 63. It's the 84, that inside line. You started the car start moving around. The air gets really, really rough around those cars in the middle lane, and they get the dancing. But here comes Elliott. Travis Elliott, he's got the Monster Energy can opened up, and it is getting a push. Like there, 3 wide, 2 abreast.
Peter DeBorgia running tight to the 26, able to hold on to it. 3 wide off of turn number 4. Gonna get 10 laps to go this time around.
Can they hold on to this the way they are racing 3 abreast, 4 rows deep? Can they make it all the way to the end? That is the question, or is this one gonna see a yellow flag? And just like that, there goes Ricciera. Big wreck down in turn number 2.
Travis Elliott involved in the 51. He is still tumbling. The 84 involved of Aspen Belvin, and Les Levy called it. He said wreck is coming, and it happened just a few moments later. Several cars caught up in this one, and Al, I don't know about you, but I think this changes everything.
That changes everything. A lot of big cars big name drivers involved in this one. 3 wide at Daytona. We talked about it, KR. We were both holding our breath when we saw them go 3 wide, the racing activity, and it looks like a little bit of that net code turn to 51 of Elliott down in the McCarra. Dave Hunt involved in it, Belvin involved as well, but Travis Elliott up and over. Word is the 51 is okay, but just very disappointed, which is very understandable.
Are you truly okay if you're disappointed?
Probably not, but no harm, no foul in there. Is that, you know, that car barrel rolled multiple times. BK Anderson also involved, Jim Mayer, Logan Helton involved also. A lot of big name drivers that have been up front all night long involved. Here we're coming to 8 laps to go.
Final look at this one from the back of Vicente Guerrero. And a big time crash happening here in the closing stages of this race. Ooh, Al, I don't know about you, but I want to take one more break, so we'll be back right after this to bring you the final laps here tonight.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Lights have gone out on the Ford Mustang, row number 1 for our restart here with 6 laps to go. When the green flag comes out, that will be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds to his outside, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, the 06 of Cody Nagels to his outside, his teammate, that is the 2 of JD Crow, then the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., and on his outside, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. That makes 3 limitless drivers in the first 3 rows. Here we go. Pace car down and away. Green flag is back out, and away we go with 6 laps left in this race. And David O is picking Hunter Reynolds to win the race. He has the advantage for the moment, but what will happen here in the next 6 laps?
Anything can and will happen, that is for sure. They get up through the gears into the high gear. Nagel's going to swing to the outside in front of DeBorgia. He's got the outside line stacked up behind him. Here comes the 33 to bail out Hunter Reynolds, but a little bit too late there as they will clear him. Oh, Nagels gets turned to the outside wall. Hunter Reynolds gets turned to the inside. Wrecked down in turn number 3. Hunter Reynolds gets turned after Nagels gets put to the outside wall. A bump draft gone wrong, and we are slowed once again, and this shakes up everything. I believe Crosby will be scored as your race leader.
Let's take a look at this one once again as the yellow flag has come out. Cody Nagels in the 6, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. They trigger this contact. The 26 goes around afterwards into the grass. And then it is a lot of chaos behind them. On board with Eric Laurie as he slams into the 21 of Daniel Holloway. JD Crow in the 2 gets a piece of it. Eric Glory being ping pong back and forth.
David Booth making contact. Sean McCara also coming into that one, making contact.
Yeah, this was a big one through turns 3 and 4. And it caught some of our big time competitors here tonight out. I won't say it caught them napping, but definitely got them involved in the crash.
Yeah, it really shakes up the top 10 once again. Nagels is making his way down pit road. I believe Hunter Reynolds also down on pit road as well. Nagels, though, jumping into the backup car. He'll be back out there with a fresh bullet with 4 laps to go as the lights are still on the pace car. As we are not, I don't believe, into our green-white checkered yet.
Not yet, no. We'll be close here.
It will. I'm curious to see if we're going to get that or not.
I think at this point, we go 1 lap over.
What you're telling me is we'll have a green-white checkered attempt number 1.
It's either that or an organic green-white checkered attempt.
Gotcha.
It's hard to know when they caught the pace car because that is the determining factor in this situation. But if the lights go out here, we have an organic green-white checkered attempt. If we keep paying that Ford Mustang to keep the lights on, we will go into our first attempt. What do you think, Al? You think the Mustang has enough horsepower to keep the lights on?
No.
It does not.
Here we go. Natural green, white checkered. Jeff Crosby trying to get his first win. The 14 of Vicente Guerrero trying to lock himself in with a win. How about Zach Workman? This driver has had nothing but terrible luck here tonight. Finds himself inside the top 5. And Andy Brigante in that Lamborghini, the only Lamborghini in NASCAR, up inside the top 5. Is going to restart on the outside of row number 2.
Hey, speaking of Andy Brigante, when was the last time he was on pit road?
Andy Brigante was last on pit road, lap 87. So he's got the most fuel of them all out there.
That he does. That means he's good to go from here until the end of whatever we have to do. Now, I think everyone has enough fuel, but when he was out on the track, I was counting him down and out because he was in an offset strategy that I did not like. But this caution has really played into his favor, and now he finds himself on the outside of row number 2 for the restart.
I would definitely agree with you on that one. We thought, well, the strategy, he came in with some lap down cars as your race leader and kind of got behind the 8 ball, as you would say. But lights are out. Pace car getting ready to take the hard left-hand turn. They're going to get the green flag this time at the stripe. It'll be 2 laps to go. Natural green, white checkered. They are betting on whether or not they're going to come back to see the white flag or not. Green flag is up. We're back underway. And it is the 33 of Crosby jumping on the loud pedal first. And here comes the 14 of Guerrero. They are already fanning out behind them. Here comes Nate Warren in that 42. He's got a good push from the Hall of Famer, Jim Mayer. Mayer's going to try to cut underneath him. Can't quite do it. Nagels with a fresh bullet. He's going to swing to the inside, trying to make his way back to the front.
Crosby in the 33 came into tonight's race below the cutoff line. A win will put his name into the playoff books, and he is doing all he can to make it happen.
Alex Green gets turned. Yellow flag going to come out, putting us into attempt number 1. Dan Holloway's up and over. Gabe Butler is in trouble as Harrington's 682 will come to a rest on its wheels. But that all started with Alex Green getting turned to the outside wall. I did believe KR.
Let's take a look and see at the 3 as he is turned by the 82 of Dan Harrington in this shot. Anthony English involved, and we saw hard up and over by the 2317 of Jimmy Reynolds. So yellow flag coming out as Jeff Crosby Jr. was trying to lock this race down.
He was, and Logan Helton was really. Logan Helton's in good shape too, KR. He was on lap 92 last on the pit road. So the 63 definitely in good place with a brand new race car that he took out of the garage. Well, to start on the outside line, and he has been fast up there all night long.
All right, so now we go into our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Extra innings, overtime, extra laps, whatever you want to call it. Al, I still don't know what we call it here in NASCAR racing, because in football it's, you know, overtime / sudden death. In baseball, it's extra innings. Hockey, they completely change. They go from 5-on-5 to 3-on-3. But here in OP, we just tack on some more laps. So it's kind of like soccer.
Yes.
We don't have a winner yet, so we're just going to keep beating each other into the skull until we find one who gets that win.
Yes.
I like it.
I do too.
All right, so Sebastian Marin wants to know how many more yellows are going to come out. And the max you can choose is 1. So your chances are 50-50. You either pick 1 or 0.
You can have 2.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is attempt number 1.
It is attempt number 1. So you have 1 more caution.
But if we go back green flag in attempt number 2 and there's another yellow.
Race is over. Count it as checkered flag.
All right.
D. I'm absolutely have no idea what I'm saying. Nothing?
No, I was typing you a message.
All right. Well, either way, we got 1 more shot after this at a green-white checkered. So with that being said, I guess you could have 2 more cautions. 1 more for the stop of the first or the final attempt at a green-white checkered. And during that attempt, you could have a caution come out, but it would settle the race. So, guess you got 2. So, yeah. Row number 1 for the restart, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., the 63 of Logan, the Kid Helton. Some debate about calling him the Kid, but I don't know. I didn't like calling him the Kid in the beginning, but I like calling him the Kid now. So, it is what it is. Y'all come up with a nickname if you want. The 19 of Zach Workman on the inside of row number 2. Then the 13 of Andy Brigante. The 12 of Zach Fritsch, who's doing a live stream along with several other drivers here tonight on the inside of row number 3. And to his outside, that is the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. who is running a new paint scheme provided by his teammate Cody Nagels. Limitless has each other's back. So here we go. 33 on the inside of row number 1. Logan Helton to his outside. 2 drivers who both have wins in OP racing. Excuse me, as they are both looking for their first championship. Green flag comes out. Crosby has the advantage for the moment. The 33 pulls ahead as he has some good help from the 19 of Zach Workman. But don't count out that 63 as he gets that big run from the high side down the backstretch. Eric Lurie in the 071 pulls down below the yellow line, now trying to blend up and in. The 63 slides down to the inside. Logan Helton, the race leader, going into turns 3 and 4. Coming off of turn number 4, they're going to see the white flag this time. Logan Helton trying to make it 4 wins on the season. Jeff Crosby Jr. trying to do all he can to get his first one. White flag in the air, no more yellow flags, so get your bookie to pay up if you made the right call. Logan Helton down to the inside, Andy Brigante in the 13 on the outside. Here they come, working through turns 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. Side by side, they are duking it out. Andy Brigante in that Lamborghini Chevrolet, Lamborghini, Chevy Lamborghini. I don't know what it is, but he is on the outside. He's got Cody Nagels in the 06 working his back bumper over. Here they come to the line on the front stretch. Logan Helton falling back just a little bit, and Andy Brigante in the 13 is going to nose ahead and pick up his first win of the season.
What a great finish,
Holy
KR.
smokes.
Did anybody bet on Brigante?
I kind of did because I liked his strategy, but I didn't think it'd work.
The fireworks are going off down the backstretch. Brigante going to pick up the win. Oh, my photo finish over Helton and Cody Nagels. Going to pick up a podium finish here tonight after picking up his first stage win.
The 13 of Andy Brigante on his cool down lap finally slows it down. I think he's so excited he's going to take another lap. That 13 got to be feeling outstanding after that great drive.
Well, he's definitely got the fuel to do so. And wow, what a feeling coming in here knowing you beat some of the best, if not the best, super speedway racers here on the OP Premier Monday Night Series, and doing it in a Chevy what'd you call it? Lamborghini? Chevrolet. Let's call it that.
It's something. I don't know, but
we'll have to ask him.
We'll have to ask him for sure. Makes his way onto the front stretch once again. So let's go ahead and kick off our post-race show. Well, give me just a minute. There he is. All right, here we go. Our post-race show being kicked off by our race winner. That is the 13 of Andy Brigante. Andy, congratulations, man. Not quite ready. All right, he's still celebrating.
I'm here.
There he is. Hi, Andy.
I can't believe it. I didn't even know what button to press. I'm all confused now. Can't believe I won.
Well, you win. And now you have to figure out what buttons to push for this interview.
I think I got it now.
All right, so we know you won. That's settled. Whatever. The big question is it a Chevrolet or a Lambo Chevy or what?
Right now, it doesn't matter what it is. It's a winning car.
It is a winning
Finally.
car, man.
Finally.
Congratulations on the race win, man. Tell us about this race, because you were on a very different pit strategy from everyone else.
Well, what had happened is about 3 cautions ago, I was slowing down when the yellow came out, and somehow I dropped down into second gear, blew my engine, came across the track, all the way to the left, had no control, took out somebody. I already apologized to him, but anyway, went 2 laps down, a couple accidents, and got my laps back, and just kind of held on there and had enough fuel to last the whole race. And luckily Cody was there to help push me to a win. Very excited.
Well, man, nice job, an outstanding run. Yeah, you had to maybe burn that fast repair on a blown engine, but there was a lot of crashing going on, a lot of big wrecks, and you were able to avoid all of that.
Yeah, as soon as I had to burn that fast repair, I just kind of held it up in the back a little bit and kind of just rode around for a while until things got serious.
Well, they got serious for you real quick as you come across as the race winner. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this race win?
Thanks, Cody, for pushing me. Thanks to my wife for letting me do this every Monday night. And all my teammates over at Arc Racing.
All right, well, there you have it. Andy Brigante, your race winner, getting it done here tonight with that win. Nice job, man. Once again, congratulations.
Thanks. Woohoo!
That is Andy Brigante, Al, who picks up his first win this season. And if my memory serves me correct, because I can't read my handwriting, I think that's his first win here on Monday night.
Big win. You hear how excited he is. What it means to win here on a Monday night is incredible. Congratulations to Andy and his entire team and everybody that makes it happen. Andy's one of those drivers that teams always get caught up in the wrong spot or wrong strategy or whatever, but tonight he punches a ticket into the playoffs.
That he does. So now let's move on to our second place finisher. That is the driver of the 63. Some of you may call him the kid, some of you may call him youngster, but I think we're just gonna call him Logan Helton. And Al, you've caught up with him.
I've caught up with Logan Helton, and Logan, with about 8 laps to go involved in that wreck, I counted you out, and you came right back, battled in for a win. Just missed it by, I would say, a third of a car. What did you need? Do you need a little bit more out push from behind?
Well, I think all the push is all I needed. It was my screens told me 0.016 second. We missed it, but I mean, I can't blame it on the guy behind me. You know, I'm the one leading the lanes, and I gotta make a decision. I didn't want to be the guy that blocked and wrecked everyone, especially with Brigante up there. You know, I know that a win for him would be big, so I wanted to play it out fair and square. And part of me regrets not doing something different than just holding the bottom. Like I wish I went up there just a little bit, like maybe to make him lift and then start back down. But yeah, I mean, with that wreck at the end, I can't complain about a finish like this. This race was a lot of fun. It was chaos. It was a lot of wrecks, and I'm just happy to have gotten out of it with the top 5 finish again. I think if I remember correctly, this would be my 7th top 5 finish in 8 races. So yeah, I'm just really happy with how my season's going. And it's weird that I'm in this position where now I'm like just a little upset with second places, but can't win them all.
It's a big turnaround from what season 8 was. We covered you last season, and that season did not quite go your way, but seeing the turnaround with the last few races and carried it into 2022 with season 9. What changed for you on the team? Are you doing something different behind the wheel that's getting you the success? Obviously, putting yourself in the right spots and having a great team over there at Alliance Motorsports. But what light switch flipped from the end of season 8 to coming into season 9 and being one of the hottest drivers in the series right now?
I'm not necessarily sure. I think I'm just a lot. I think this year was big for me. Is this season 9 or season 8? I'm confused now.
This is season 9.
Okay, so in season 8, I had Rotor Pro going on and stuff, and I was just like not really happy with how I was driving. And once I got eliminated from Rotor Pro, I took a step back and looked at stuff a little bit better. And I think I just realized what mistakes I was making. I was thinking too hard about stuff. So now I just head into these races knowing that if I can avoid the wrecks, I have a top 5 run pretty much. So I think that's just what the big thing was I needed that off time with Rotor Pro and everything going on. And it's really helped. This year I've improved a lot better as a driver than I was, I think, ever on iRacing. So I think it was just that clearing the mind thing and taking a step back and having a little bit more fun and looking at stuff more clearly.
Well, definitely working out for you. But you're going to come up one spot shy here tonight at Daytona through the transition and everything. Next week, iRacing Super Speedway, the big fast, big track there. That's where we're going to head to next. But who makes it all possible for you here on the podium tonight?
Well, first of all, I got to thank Justin Rowden for this amazing paint scheme. You guys for broadcasting the race. Everyone at OP that puts the races on. Thanks my team at Alliance Motorsports. Unfortunately, Mark couldn't be here tonight, and Rick and Daniel just got killed, and Jim was pretty much the only one left standing. It looks like he came up with a solid top 10 for kind of how many incidents he got caught up in. So that's really good for him. And thanks to Nexus Esports for being on the car, and my pizza and Coca-Cola I had before the race, and of course Mark's voice line to help support us.
Well, congratulations, Logan. We'll see you next week, buddy. Keep it wheels down, and we'll always see you in turn 3.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
That's Logan Helton coming up, runner-up KR, and you can hear the confidence in that young man's voice, knowing that he can have a top 5 pretty much at will. And that's confidence, and that's what you need to win a championship here on Monday nights.
That it is, and now it is time to move on to our 3rd place finisher. That is the 06 of Cody Nagels. Cody, that 06 has a new paint scheme. Maybe he's got some speed in it.
Yeah, that was actually, it's a scheme that I don't think I've ran in OP yet, but it's just an older one that I had locked up in the vault and figured I'd bring it back and add a spec map to it, a little bit of shine, and hopefully bring me some good luck and a potential win. But can't complain with P3, and I think everyone needs to check Lambo stock in the morning because it just went up.
Oh my goodness, I want a Lamborghini now.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, the 06 was fast all night here tonight. Qualified dang near the front row. And by that, I mean on the front row. And the 06 really never dropped below the top 10. So tell us about your race, man.
Yeah, I'd kind of been watching some of these races back, and I think maybe I was getting a little bit too cautious with the previous races. And any race that I run more aggressive, more of like, because the more aggressive is my style. And anytime I race that kind of race, it seems like I have more success versus trying to wait the wrecks out in the back. Seems like anytime I just, run hard the whole race, good things happen. So I just went back to doing what I normally do, and that's just run hard every single lap of the race and quit worrying about the wrecks and trying to anticipate mayhem. So I know a lot of wrecks happen, but thankfully I was able to stay in front of it. And like I said, able to bring home P3 and can't complain too much. I'm just upset that I wasn't really put in a position where I could push one of my teammates to the win, because that was what I was going for tonight.
All right, man. Well, nice job bringing it home in 3rd place. An outstanding drive. Cody, I think we're going to see in victory lane here this season. If you had a track to pick that it's going to happen, which one is it?
Legacy Daytona. I think that's the one I'm that stack because I have a cheap wheels, so I don't feel the bumps near as much, and I'm pretty comfortable running through the bumps. So I'm gonna call Legacy Daytona. We'll see.
All right, we'll mark that down. The next time we are at Legacy Daytona is October 10th. So you better win that one. Otherwise, I don't know what we'll do.
I'll try.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Cody Nagels, our third and final podium finishing driver from Team Limitless. Cody, once again, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. See you guys next week.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, all of our podium finishing drivers. And Al, not a whole lot left but to go through our race results. Our first through third, making it on the podium, Andy Brigante, Logan Helton, Cody Nagels, and then Jeff Crosby with a solid fourth place finish. Hunter Reynolds ends up in fifth.
Zach Workman will come home in the sixth position, followed by Peter DeBorgia. Nate Warren with a good run finishes eighth. Jim Meyer and Vicente Guerrero rounding out your top 10.
Zach Fritsch in 11th, 12th, Gabe Butler, BK Anderson 13th, 14th, Eric Laurie, Alex Green in 15th spot.
16th will go to Aspen Belvin in the number 84. Anthony English 17th. Bob Blackbear, JD Crow, and David Booth rounding out your top 20.
Jimmy Reynolds, Dave Hunt, Daniel Holloway, Dan Harrington, and Sean McCara going to end up 21st through 25th.
Travis Elliott will come home 26th. Tyler Miller 27th. Dustin Barber, Ernie Williams Jr. 29th. And the Florida native Richard Kuhn 30th.
31st goes to Rick Seabrands, Chase Berry 32nd, 33rd Sean Stevens, Jeremy Funk 34th, Cody Ober 35th, and 36th goes to Les Levy. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up this show here tonight as the sun has set and come back up once again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. Al, I'm going to let you have the final word.
Well, on behalf of KR and everybody here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We'll see you next week at the iRacing Super Speedway. You can catch us 7 days a week, all forms of auto racing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But until then, keep it wheels down, and we'll see you in Turn 3.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.